Hi guys, welcome to my channel. My name is Kyra and this is my Back to Beauty No Bite. Today I'm using my makeup to bring to you my ranking all of my highlighters and bronzers. And this series was started by Kelly Gooch here on YouTube, so I'm going to link, I believe she has a playlist of her ranking videos, and I'm going to put those in the description box for you. But I have already ranked my eyeshadow palettes and my blush, and today we're going to rank all of my highlighters and my bronzers. So let's go ahead and talk about highlighters. I have 17. So coming in at number 17 is my Cover FX Glitter Drops in the shade Nova, I believe. Yeah. I received this in BoxyCharm. I mean, this is really pretty, but I already lived through the 90s, so I really don't need to relive that. But it is really pretty. I can see using it on my body maybe this summer or just for fun on a very festive occasion like a concert or something. I have used this on my eyes and it does function that way, but I don't reach for it real often that way. Coming in at number 16 is the Cover FX Custom Enhancer Drops in the shade Moonlight. This is pretty. I'm going to give this another go come summer where I might want a little bit more glaring of a highlight. It is a very pretty pinky champagne-y color. Definitely a color I would love to wear as a highlighter, but you will see here, ooh doggy, she's shiny. And I definitely don't need to add any shine to any like moisturizer or foundation or anything like that. Next, coming in at number 15 is my Physicians Formula Butter Highlighter in the shade Pink. This has an odd smell. It doesn't smell as nice as the butter bronzer, so it kind of has like a sour base note or something. So it is a pretty color. I definitely am going to continue to try to make use of it, but it does come in at number 15 for me, and I'm not the only one that has noticed the difference in smell between these and the bronzers, because I think it was Macy I was watching yesterday and she said the same thing. Coming in at number 14 is my Wet n Wild Mega Glow Highlighter in the shade Precious Petals. It's just like a peachy gold shade. Never sure why this fell so low on the totem, but it's just not the one that I reach for the most. I do think this is going to be gorgeous for summer, so you might see that in my summer makeup collection. Coming in at number 13 is my Hello Fab Mango Butter Multi-Stick in the shade Champagne. This is very pretty, but I actually prefer the other one that I have, which you will see in a little bit. This is a beautiful sheen. The only thing that keeps this so low in the ranking for me is that it is very emollient. So I really feel like I have to put either a powder highlighter or just a powder over the top so it doesn't move around on my skin. Also, as my skin becomes more combo during the warmer months, I just don't know that this is going to be the right formula for that time, but it may be that it's better suited for my skin in the winter. Coming in at number 12 is my Repressed Pixie by Petra. It's actually a blush duo. It's in the shade Peach Honey. Mine broke and I repressed it, and I actually really love this peachy shade. Currently panning this in my Choose Your Own Adventure in Project Panning, and it's a really beautiful highlight. It's just peach with a really nice bright yellowy gold reflect and it is what I'm wearing today, so you can see it really melts into the skin really nicely, and it's why I haven't gotten rid of it even though it's repressed, it's been broken. It wasn't my favorite product to begin with. Coming in at number 11 is my Hard Candy Just Glow highlighter in the shade Rose Gold. Looks like Neapolitan ice cream, and that's what I love about this. I love that you can focus your brush in different areas to get a different result, and when you swirl them all together like this, you get a beautiful rose gold highlight. It's a very similar drier formula to the Pixie one that I just swatched for you, and I like that because that drier formula for me seems to buff into the skin really nicely and melt into the skin with a setting spray or finishing spray, and so I do love this highlighter. In videos past, I have included face palettes only when they include entirely the category that I am ranking, and so here comes my face palette for highlighters. Number 10 is my Urban Decay Afterglow palette. Shopping my stash for this in the month of June, so I'll be using it all month long and deciding how I like to use it, if I like it at all, want to keep it, so on and so forth. But I do love the variety that this offers. So here are those 4 highlighters. You have a more bronzy one, a more straight gold, a pink, and a like white gold shade down here, and I think they're gorgeous. Look at all those pretty highlighters. Twinkle, twinkle. Anywho. Next two might surprise a few of you because I know these highlighters are a favorite for a lot of you. These are beautiful highlighters, but they are not by any means my favorite formula. And so coming in at number 9 is the Becca Shimmering Skin Perfector in the shade Opal. I did hit pan on this last year, this year, I don't know. And this is a beautiful shade. I can see getting a lot of use out of this for summer. It's kind of a peachy goldy highlight. It really is a beautiful color. I don't know why I think I don't like it as much as I think I don't like it. And then coming in at number 8, same formula, Becca Shimmering Skin Perfector pressed in the shade Vanilla Quartz. Again, this is a really beautiful highlight. This is kind of a white gold with some pinky peachy reflex in it. Very unique to my collection. My girl Angela got me started on this one. I'm so glad that I have it in my collection because it is unique. But again, just not my favorite powder formula. Next, coming in at number 7 is my Pixie by Petra Glowy Gossamer Duo in the shade Subtle Sunrise. Got it. And these, my friends, are blinding. You got 2 different shades here, more of a peachy one and more of a gold one. I mean, if you want metallic highlighters, there you go. There's the gold one, and there's the peach. And these are gorgeous. This is the kind of glow that I'll be looking for this summer. I think these would make stunning eyeshadows for sure. Highly recommend, and I would love to get the other duo colorway, which is like a pinky and a peachy one, I think, when my no-buy is over. Coming in at number 6, this one surprised me because a year ago this would have been at the top of my list, but I have received some really beautiful highlighters this year, and so coming in at number 6 is my Essence Pure Nude highlighter. This is the original. They've had some, you know, like they have a holographic or iridescent one now, which it looks really pretty. I love this. This is a classic. When I want a beautiful, subtle glow to my skin, I mean, my sister even uses this all over her face, like a finishing powder with like a big fluffy brush. You absolutely could do that with this. But for me, this just melds into the skin and just looks like a healthy, youthful glow on my skin. So this is always kind of a secret weapon that I keep in my highlight drawer. Coming in at number 5 was also a surprise to me, and that's because it's another cream highlighter. This is the Milk Highlight Stick in the shade Lit. Beautiful champagne shade, and I like the formula on this one just ever so much better than the Hello Fab one. It's not as emollient. This applies beautifully to the skin, whether it's with your fingers, a sponge, or a brush. I like it all three ways, just depends on what I'm doing with the rest of my face that day, and I love this. I think I'm going to use it a lot this summer. You can't tell I'm getting ready for summer. Coming in at number 4 is my Wet n Wild Mega Glow Highlighter in the shade Blossom Glow. This is the pinky one. And this is definitely, obviously, my favorite of the two. I just think this creates such a beautiful shine on the cheeks. And, of course, it pairs beautifully with pink eyeshadow looks, pink blush, whatever. This has a very shiny, like white silver reflect, so it may not be for all skin tones, but I do make this work, and I do prefer these baked gelée formulas like this with more of a scratchy, smaller highlighter brush that I can really buff into the skin. We're down to the top 3. These are my crown jewels of my collection, products that I would cry because I couldn't go back and immediately repurchase them during my no-buy year if they broke, disappeared, got stolen, whatever. So coming in at number 3 is my Laura Geller Baked Gelato Swirl Illuminator in the shade Peach Glow. First of all, I love this swirly business. I love a baked gelée product, which this is, and I love peach highlighters. And this one is simply peach. No gold reflect, anything like that. It's just a beautiful, healthy, peachy glow. And on my warm skin tone, it's very flattering. So there you go. Look at all those pretties. Coming in at number 2, probably won't be a surprise to most people, or maybe it will be, but my number 2 highlighter in my collection is my Kevyn Aucoin Neo Highlighter in the shade Sahara. So you have bronze, you have rose, and you have vanilla. Hopefully you can see there that they are all different. So here is the vanilla shade. These are very subtle, so you may not be able to see them the best. The rose and the bronze. Yeah, you can see the difference, I think. I think it's beautiful, and I'm sweating if you can't tell. Here comes summer. I'm curious how many of you guessed what my number 1 highlighter is if you've been on my channel for a while. When I mentioned to Angela what my top highlighter was, she said, oh yeah, I should have guessed that. And it is the Laura Mercier Matte Radiance Baked Powder in the shade 01 Highlight. Looks like really nothing special in the pan, in my opinion, but this is the most gorgeous, glam, luxurious, natural highlighter I've ever seen. I'm going to swatch it right here. There it is. And it looks really light, but it buffs into the skin. As I mentioned before, I feel like the highlighters that have a little bit drier of a formula tend to buff into the skin more easily and sort of become one with your skin, and I definitely think that's the case with this one. I am going to try really hard not to pan it during my no-buy year until I can buy the full size in the new year. So there you go. That's my highlighters ranked from bottom to top. 17 in all, and I feel really good about the ranking. I think it's very true and accurate. All right, bronzers, here we go. I have 7 bronzers, so we're gonna go ahead and rank them from bottom to top. Coming in at number 7 is the Hoola bronzer from Benefit. I know probably some of you just gasped right now. So many people seem to love this. It's not a bad bronzer. In fact, I have a full size of it in a face palette. I'm just not a huge fan of this. It's kind of orangey in my opinion, and I prefer a highlighter that's a little bit either more yellow or more red versus orange. So it's just not my favorite. This is probably the next one that I'll work on panning just to move it out, especially because I do have a full size. So there you go. Oh, I forgot to swatch it. Fail. So there you go. Ta-da! Next is more of a contour product, but I wanted to throw it in this category, and that is the Anastasia Beverly Hills Contour Stick in the shade Mink. This is a decent, really effective contouring product from ABH. I don't contour a lot, and I figured that out when I tried to pan this. And you need so little of it that even this is like a deluxe sample size, will last me forever when I might feel like contouring. And then this one surprised me a little bit. Of course, this was a really hard category to rank because I have so few. This is my bestie's Holy Grail bronzer. Jess, I know you love it, and I like it too, but this is the Tarte Amazonian Clay Waterproof Bronzer in the shade Park Ave Princess. This is really beautiful. It is a shimmery bronzer. It applies really beautifully. Here you go. But, you know, it just, everybody had to be ranked somewhere, and there it is. I feel like my arm's just gonna be shiny for the rest of the day after all those highlighters. And then while this is considered a little bit more skincare, I think, than makeup, it falls in makeup for me, and that's the Drunk Elephant De-Bronzy Anti-Pollution Sunshine Drops. I actually think I would buy the full size of this once this is gone, because it's like a liquidy bronzer that came into my collection by way of a promotion at Sephora. I don't know if technically I should be allowed to repurchase this, but I am going to swatch it for you. It takes the teeny tiniest
oh shit amount,
which is impossible. There you go. And it's just beautiful. Technically, you are to mix this in with a moisturizer, use it as a moisturizer, mix it in with your foundation. It's just kind of meant to be a bronzy barrier between your skin and, you know, elemental type things, and, you know, things in the air, things in the environment, etc. But I've been using it as a liquid bronzer because I don't have a liquid or cream bronzer, and I really love it for that. All right, top 3 bronzers, baby. Coming in at number 3 is my number 7 Match Made bronzer in the shade Caramel. I had this in my spring capsule makeup collection. This is a foolproof bronzer. You cannot pick up too much on your brush. It's buildable, but it's also easy to work with. You know, you can wear it lightly, or you can build it up. There, it looks like there. I just think this is stunning. If I ever use it up, I will repurchase it. It's such a nice, finely milled, but very hard pressed bronzer, so there's no kick up in the pan. You don't have to tap off any excess. It's just gorgeous, and if you can see, I have quite a bit of pan in there, so definitely a fave. Coming in at number 2 is everybody's favorite bronzer, or at least it seems like it sometimes, and that's the Physicians Formula Butter Bronzer. I have mine in the shade Sunkissed Bronzer, which I believe is the second to deepest shade in the range. And I love this. This definitely for me falls in kind of a yellowy bronzer category. It is the one that I'm wearing today. This, ouch. This definitely has a strong golden undertone as well as kind of luminous quality to it. And I don't mind that. It's very flattering, I think, on my warm skin tone, and that's why it comes in at numero 2. And then last but certainly not least, my number 1 bronzer is the Hourglass Ambient Lighting bronzer in the shade Radiant Bronze Light. This is just a beautiful product. You guys know I love Hourglass products. This one's actually swirled in there, like the shimmery bits with the bronzy bits. Again, this is kind of a yellowy based bronzer for me. I just love the finish of this. This one literally melds into my skin and makes it really and truly look like I've been out in the sun. It doesn't look like I'm wearing bronzer. It looks like I'm wearing a suntan, and since I worship at the altar of SPF 50, I'm not likely to actually get a tan on my face. So I really love this. I will definitely be using this a lot this summer, and it comes in at number 1. Alright, so that wraps up today's ranking video. I know I talked a lot about products that I'll be using this summer, and that is because I will be creating a summer capsule makeup collection. I'm thinking honestly about skipping like monthly Shop My Stash for the summer and just have a summer Shop My Stash similar to my spring capsule makeup collection. So let me know what you guys think about that. I will have linked up in the cards and down below both my eyeshadow rankings and my blush rankings. Next will be face palettes. And on that note, I hope all of your makeup days are simply beautiful makeup days, and I will see you in my next video soon.